All right, I'm going to say a lot of random things here to try to help you remember the state capitals. It's very challenging. This is one of the hardest things that a kid could try to do. So, that's why you're here. All right, Juneau, what's up in Alaska? That's Juneau, Alaska. Juneau, what's up? Honey, Honolulu, Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii is like a honey place because couples go there to get married. They like to hang out there, the nice beaches. So let's think about honey in Hawaii. Okay, Washington. Let's imagine that Olympics was in Washington. You'd be washing a ton of dishes because athletes have to eat. Then over here, you got salami in Oregon. Don't ask me why. You just got Salem, Oregon. Think of salami. California is about gold. So let's get Sacramento, a sack of gold in California. CC, or Carson City, is in Nevada. I don't know. I'm thinking CC is a girl's name. Or you could think of cubic centimeters and then think about a graduated cylinder here because of this straight edge over here. And then do some marks here and say, oh, that's cubic CC. What's CC? Oh, Carson City. Salt Lake City. Maybe there's a lot of salty people in Utah. I don't know. Or you could think of it as a salt box. And then you pour the salt out of that corner. So you got Salt Lake City. And there's a lake there anyway. Arizona is about a phoenix rising from the heat or the fire. A phoenix rising from the flames, right? Or the ashes. And so since Arizona is a hot place, think about a phoenix rising from the ashes. You got Santa Fe. Maybe Santa Claus likes new things from Mexico. But you have to pay Santa a fee before you can get it. So Santa Fe. Santa Fe. Denver, Colorado. John Denver is one thing. If you know John Denver, he sings Rocky Mountain High. And I'm sure, you can associate him with Colorado because it's the, Mile High place or something in Colorado. It's a high elevation. Or you could think, then where is he? Denver. I had a weird thought for Idaho to remember, there's boys in Idaho, and boys like Helena. That's a girl's name. So, hi, Helena. And you could think of the alliterative Hannah and Helena for Montana, because there used to be a TV show called Hannah Montana. Then you got Wyoming with Cheyenne. Hello, Cheyenne is totally into the boys in Idaho, but the boys like Helena instead. That's not cool, but, there's players up in that business. So we got Texas over here. And Austin, if you could think of this as a weird baseball cap. And Austin likes to play baseball, so when he holds his bat, Louisiana is where Baton Rouge would be. Okay, Austin likes to play baseball. He's a baseball player. You got Baton Rouge, where the bat is. Okay. Oklahoma City is real simple. It's just Oklahoma and Oklahoma City. You make that connection. That's super easy. Now, here's the thing with that. There's a lot of simple folk. Maybe they like the simple lifestyle over here. Because over here, it's just a little rock. It's not a big rock in Arkansas. Jefferson City looks kind of like a Declaration of Independence. And that's where Thomas Jefferson City is. And I don't think he was miserable in Missouri, but you could think that Jefferson is miserable in Missouri, but I don't know. Maybe he's not. Or you could say he's not miserable in Missouri, Jefferson City, because that's where his home is. So, this Kansas looks like a toe, or you could imagine it as. So you could think of Topeka, or you're peeking at somebody's jacked up toe. I don't know. Sometimes people's toes are purple or black. So if you're a toe peeker, because you like to peek at people's messed up toes, then you live in Kansas. In Nebraska, that's where Lincoln might be at. And you know where Lincoln, Lincoln. Lincoln is not into French dudes. But here's Pierre, a French guy, right above him. And so Lincoln's not really happy with that. So he wishes he was at the top of Pierre instead. He's below Pierre. I don't know. That's a weird connection, but think about it. Don't miss the mark in North Dakota. Okay. Now, if you think about Dakota, Might be a girl like Dakota Fanning. North Dakota is a sister of South Dakota, and North Dakota, Mrs. Mark, Bismarck. Or mind your own biz, Mark. Or you could think of Biz Markie, the famous old rapper. Now you got South Dakota, the sister. She's totally into French guys, Pierre. And over here, you've got St. Paul, Minnesota. You can think of STP, a kind of engine additive, if you're into cars. But maybe North Dakota has her eyes on Paul. So you can think about St. Paul. And so, she misses Mark. She's got her eye on St. Paul, or on Paul. Over here you got Madison. You can think about a mad son. Okay? Yeah. Wisconsin has a mad son. Or you could think about a girl named Madison. Okay? Who likes laughing over in Michigan. And Michigan's got a weird laughing looking head. So you could think of Lansing, laughing. I know these are horrible connections, but it's the best that I can do right now. And this is after thinking for years, trying to figure things out. Okay, you got that money. Des Moines, Iowa. I owe a lot of money. So Iowa is like, I owe a lot of money. And that money, though, Des Moines. Okay, you've got Springfield making noise. It's an Illinois. Illinois going boing boing, and you got a Springfield with that boing boing sound. I told you, it's bad. Okay, Indiana, you can make the connection to Indianapolis. Okay, remember how I talked about Ohio? I talked about Oregon over here with the salami. And I'm trying to make a weird connection over here with another O and a O state. Columbus salami. If you know, Columbus makes a brand of salami. They even sell it at Costco. So you can think about, like, Ohio is kind of like Oregon in that it has two O's in it. But the interesting thing about this is that this state has the lenses of a binocular, and Columbus is a known explorer. So that's one way you can remember it. Two ways you can remember it. Now you've got Frank Fort. Frank likes to build fortresses in Kentucky because maybe he likes to play Nerf wars. I don't know. But Frank likes to build fortresses. All kids like to do that. Boys like to do that. Maybe girls like to do that nowadays too, in a Nerf war. Tennessee. You've got Nashville. You could think of Steve Nash. Likes to live in Tennessee. I don't even know if he does. Or you could think gnashing your teeth in Tennessee, because Tennessee looks like teeth, so maybe you're gnashing the teeth in Tennessee. Mississippi, Jackson is like MJ, Michael Jackson. MJ, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, MJ. And the initials for Alabama, Montgomery, you could think of AM. And AM is the morning in Montgomery. Good morning, Montgomery. There's another alliterative. You've got Atlanta, Georgia. At last, you got to Georgia all the way down here. At last. Or Atlas. Maybe you think George is a really strong guy. Okay. Over here we have Tallahassee, Florida. And in Tallahassee, it sounds like a flower. I don't know. Florida sounds like a flower. So maybe this is like a little flower vase. And then you throw a couple of flowers there and say, oh, that's the Tallahassee flower in Tallahassee, Florida. South Carolina, Columbia, is a clothing line. Maybe Carolina likes the clothing from Columbia, brand name. She's an outdoorsy person. So we got South Carolina with the clothing brand Columbia. Maybe that works. I don't know. But the alliterative of Columbia, Carolina, clothing, that kind of works. Carolina, Columbia. North Carolina is rally. Maybe we got to rally up here. Rally over here. Rally over here in North Carolina. Maybe when the 13 colonies were being built up, they said, hey, you got to rally over here in Carolina. Virginia. There's a lot of rich people there. I'm guessing because there's royalty. American royalty is in the political arena, and so we're thinking the rich man is in Virginia making all the decisions in Washington, D.C. around here. West Virginia is, you got Charleston. I don't know, maybe they danced to Charleston in West Virginia. That's what I'm thinking. They're dancing the Charleston in West Virginia. Annapolis lives in Maryland. That's the only thing I could think of. Like Anna, what's her last name? Polis. Hi, Anna. How you doing? In Maryland. Anna Polis. Or maybe she's Polish. Okay. This one is Dover, Delaware, because you could fall Dover. You got to be aware that you might fall Dover into the ocean. Trenton is an NBA player, and he needs a New Jersey. That's what I thought. It's kind of weird. Harris likes to eat burgers in Pennsylvania, and it even looks like a hamburger patty if you draw it and you think to yourself, oh, hamburger in Pennsylvania. Okay, Hartford, you're making connections in Connecticut. You might as well find the person that makes your heart happy. Hartford in Connecticut. You got to provide to the island. It's so tiny. They're all by themselves. So Rhode Island needs providers. So we're thinking Providence in Rhode Island. Massachusetts is the town of bosses. Right? So Massachusetts got a boss town. So think about that, Boston, Massachusetts. You could also think about the Boston Massacre. And it's kind of weird. You got Boston, Massachusetts. Boston Massacre, Massachusetts. I know that's sad to think about, but that's one way. Al, New York. In New York, you got Al, New York. In the title, in the capital city is Albany, and there's a lot of Al's in New York. So you got to think of Al, New York, and you got Albany, New York. Montpelier is weird. It's got Vermont, and then you got the capital being Montpelier over here. Vermont has Montpelier. That's weird, but it is there. Concord, you could think that they don't like rope over in Concord, New Hampshire. New Hampshire, they are anti-rope, because con mean against, like pros and cons. So maybe New Hampshire is rubbing up against Vermont, and Vermont is like versus. So Vermont versus New Hampshire, they're like battling for this line right here. It's like they're battling each other to find the balance. It's kind of almost like a yin-yang symbol in a square. And so they're anti each other. And so you're Concord, or contrary to Vermont in New Hampshire. Maine has Augusta, and in fall, Maine is very beautiful. So let's think of August, Maine. And those are all the weird thoughts that I had on ideas on how you can remember the state capitals. Let me know how I can make this better, because I don't feel proud of this. So leave the comments below, and maybe we'll do another video that's hopefully better than this. This is my first draft. Thank you.